Hey guys, welcome back. How are you? Today I'm going to do another exciting episode of Toys in My Closet. And what I'm going to show you guys here is a new piece that I picked up not too long ago. And these are Masters of the Universe Mega Construx. And the piece you see in front of me is the Wind Raider, which is essentially the very first vehicle that they're making in the Mega Construx collection and toy line for Masters of the Universe. Now, for those of you who may not know, Mega Construx is basically Mattel's version of Legos. Mattel has some really high-end properties that they don't really like to share with anyone. Like Barbie and like Hot Wheels, to name just a few, and obviously Masters of the Universe. And because of this, they also decided to make their own competitive line to compete with Legos, doing their own version, of course, as we can see here. They also own the property for, I think, is Call of Duty and Halo. So they have a deal with Microsoft as well, and it does very well. The Halo Mega Constructs do very well, and I believe they also have the Destiny license, if I'm not mistaken. But let's move on with what's in hand. As you can see, this is what a Mega Construct will look like. Trying to see if it'll focus. There you go. And this is Skeletor, for example. They actually are really nicely detailed. They don't look so blocky like Legos. They are a lot smaller. They even have hinges that are tight. They move with articulation, as you can see there. They swivel, very nice little pieces. And they even have this little stand with the motif of the colors of Castle Grayskull. Okay. And then, like you said, they're very detailed. And then the actual clothing on them are actual soft goods. See, they bend there, they move forward and back, and even have a little rotation. Nothing in the ankle, though. But for these figures are really, really, really small. I don't know if that'll give you an idea of how small they actually are. Really nicely colored also, as you can see. There's Skeletor. And here is his horn staff, even really detailed. They scale really well, just to give you guys an idea. And these have been coming out since last year in wave sets with other, properties like Assassin's Creed, Hellboy, and even God of War. So Mattel has gotten a couple of nice licenses to do in the Mega Construct line, and they kind of feel more high quality figure style than even Lego themselves. I'll show you briefly real quick. I have here's Faker, really nice. He even has what the old vintage toy had and the classics, which is that piece in the middle of his chest that identifies that he's a robot. There you go. Red hair. Even has a little slide sheet to put in the sword. And Faker has the battle axe. And here's the stand, nice purple. And on the loincloth, right? The crotch cloth, right? So I'll put it back here. And we also have next here we have Beastman. Really, really nice. He's got that really white face. There you go. Look how detailed it is in the paint job. And it looks like it's off in some parts, but if you think about it, as small as these things are, they're doing an excellent, excellent job. Look at the detail with that blood red horns that he has on the shoulder pads, and I believe these are removable. I just haven't taken them off. and the really nice blue with the gold belt on his crotch cloth. And like I said, you even have the furry details there. And again, these are really nice. I mean, people will probably be like, oh, they're for kids, which they are, but I don't mind collecting them as an adult because they're so well done. And you can actually have this more in like an office space or like in, a nice little display because they don't take too much space and you can actually put a lot of them. Here goes He-Man. He looks kind of, his beady eyes are still really good because they're lined pretty decent. Very goldish blondish hair, obviously. Really well done. Like I said, these are really tiny. You have like a matte kind of finish. If you look at his skin tone there, it's like a matte finish. And like I said, all this is actually soft good plastic. Very simple, but I think even though they're simple, it's very effective. I'm only missing one so far from the newer waves. This Man at Arms right here. He is dynamite. Look at that. That green is spectacular. And the orange, as you can see, really, really nice. With his eyes, and he has two weapons that you can actually even put away. The way it was designed. Really, really, really nice. Which is his hammer and one of his phasers from the 2000X design, I believe, or vintage, but that was redesigned for 2000X. Let me see if I can get it more. And the little mustache. He looks awesome. And then we have, obviously, last but certainly not least, the one and only Tila. And her eyes are not too bad, but she has like a little plain blemish on the forehead there. Right there. I guess that could be corrected in some way. Really nice gold. The gold is really superb. With this goldish bronze and then her shield. With the same details and elegant print of the original. I don't know how they get that in such a small shield. The boots with the white on top, really nice. And then her classic staff with the serpent cobra on the top. And this is what they look like in the back. Really nice. The gold belt in her buttocks area. So these are awesome. I'm missing basically right now Evelyn. They're only about $5 a piece because they come unassembled. The problem is that since they only come one or two in a pack, the scalpers are really aggressive with picking them up and trying to inflate them, obviously, on eBay to sell them way too much overpriced or expensive to make some profit over it, but they just get ridiculous with that. I don't mind people trying to make money doing stuff like that, especially when it's hard to find certain things and it makes it convenient for other people to just buy from them. But when you just flat out greedy, I think it's not cool. So this is the piece that we're gonna do in hand, and what I'll do is I'll build it, I'll open it, show you guys how it comes, then I'll build it piece by piece as we get closer to finishing it off, and then once we're done, I'll look over it. So I'm gonna open it up now and come to a quick pause and then show you what's in it. Okay guys, real quick, I opened it up. So this is the front of the box. The artwork is really superb. It looks like it's done in the same style as the vintage classic toys, but with the Lego, obviously, deco. And even in the back, as you can see, they have the promotional shot of what it looks like, but it's almost like an art style. And then it has the descriptive windows showing action features. This actually has some of the action features that the original vintage toy had, which is awesome. It has a winch hook with rope that you can actually swivel in. And it comes with two more figures of He-Man and Skeletor. Again, the only thing this time, he brings the battle axe and the sword that the actual regular ones didn't bring, that you bought in separate cards. And then, obviously it says, Masters of the Universe on this side, and it has a little picture of Skeletor on this side. And then these are the packagings right here. Comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, and the actual booklet to start putting it together. So yeah. So okay, we're gonna start building, and I will pause here real quick, and I'll be right back as soon as we get some progress. Ooh, there we go. Hey guys, so far this is what I have so far. The process is not too bad, but not too great because the numbers are not really there. This is more by looking at the shapes and trying to match them together, make sure that they're really tight. Unlike when you built a Lego, I don't know if any of you's ever built one, but when you build a Lego, it's very, very detailed, very descriptive, to the point where, even a kid can put it together. So in that sense, I think Construx needs to step up how they put them, describe them in the description pages, because I don't think a kid could really just do this, like a 5-year-old, let's say, as opposed to Legos. They really can, because it's numbered, every single piece. So, that's my only gripe so far. So far so good. This is what we have. Hold on tight. No! Okay, guys, look, I'm almost done. Here's what I have so far. It's a work in progress. It hasn't been too bad, but this is what we got so far. It's coming out nicely. So as soon as I should be finished with this next round. Let's go. Okay, guys, here it is. Finally, we're done. So again, one more time, this is the instruction sheet that I forgot to show you guys. Had some really nice artwork on here and on the side. And in the back, has a promotion of a 5-pack that should be in stores soon, like a Walmart or even a Target. For those of you that maybe never got a chance to start with these 2 waves, and then the second wave, and then the third was actually Faker. He was the only one in the 3rd wave of Mega Construx to catch up, because now they have Man-at-Arms and Evelyn, and I think because these are doing fairly well, they're going to distribute them a lot more in basically in a bigger orders, and more in abundance, and is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. So here's the Wind Raider, and as you can see right next to the figure, it scales very well. It looks like it would scale like it should, based on size. And this is really nice. The original Wind Raider from the toy line was also a 1-seater, even though in the cartoon Filmation it was 4-seater, and I think it even had 2 rows, if I'm not mistaken. It was really, really big. And the Wind Raider is one of their jets from the He-Man mythos lore. Looks really nice. These things move here, and the flap in the back moves as well, and so does the other side. Even this part here, as you can see, this wench from the front that looks like a skeleton of a dragon, even that moves because this pops out. You can actually, make it shoot out, or, like pretend that it's shooting out. And then you roll it back in, which is awesome. I don't want to particularly take it out on this video because it took me a long time to put it back, and then you got to tighten it and make sure there's no loose bow. This is what would be the interior. The back has like some nice little flames, really nice, and I really dig it. I think it's awesome. And then real quick for comparison, this is the He-Man that came with the Wind Raider, and there's the He-Man you bought separate. So, to compare them, next to each other, the differences here is the harness on this is more darker and has like a silver sheen to it, as opposed to this one has a dark grayish look. This is more like the toy, and I think this was more like paying homage to the 2000 to the cartoon, Filmation cartoon, or maybe even 2000X. What you call it? Color scheme. And then the hair, I know it's hard to see it here, but the hair, for some odd reason, on this one, it's a little brighter gold, and this one is a more duller gold. It looks more, dull in nature. So this would be the real toy accurate version of it, right? Obviously. This one here would be the more toy accurate. But this one's nice too. And then I noticed the red here. The red on the belt, and on here is kind of darkish brown. And that's about it. I think that's the only distinctive, differences. This one looks more matte. This one this one here maybe looks a little glossier. What's a shame is that this one didn't bring an axe, a battle axe. And I was thinking of putting this battle axe with him. And since it doesn't match, it probably won't look right. So, yeah, that's the difference there. And then with Skeletor, bring him in. You'll notice immediately because of the difference in... This is the one that came with Wind Raider. And then this is the one you bought separately. With Skeletor, to be honest, the only real difference that I can tell from the camera and looking at them in person is that this Skeletor's purple is a lot lighter on his armor, and in this Skeletor is a lot darker. But the purple on the sword matches, so you can put the sword of this one with him and do a complete Skeletor, unlike the He-Man. Even the harnesses are the same color, and this paint scheme on both faces, even though this one looks a lot better, matches that one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I see it. Now I see it. This Skeletor is the original toy depiction because he has the full boots. This one is from the classics, Motu Classic from Matty. He has the open toes with the brace on the ankle. There it is. That's the biggest difference also. And I want to, I want to stress to you guys that these figures look really, really good in person. And these cameras, or this camera, doesn't really do it justice. Maybe with an HD camera, mine is like a 720. It's not like 4K or anything. But they really look really, really good. Even in person, they look really, really good. So yeah, I'm glad that they did that. So now, if I did this, for example, I have a complete Skeletor. Because not only does he have the better painted face, but he has the matching sword to go with his horn, with his goat horn, staff. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. So let's put him there. And what I'll do for, so you guys can see is I'll take He-Man out of this real quick. And I'll try to sit him here. You turn the little hands like so here. And you bend it in this way, right? And you just slide it in. And I guess try to tab in the hand there. It's very hard for me because my fingers are very thick and big. In comparison to a child's hand, obviously. and it's very difficult. But I think you guys get the gist of it. Here we go. Let me see if I can pull that there. No, it's kind of hard. I'm trying. Let's see. I'm trying to do this while I'm here live. There we go. So, this is what, this is what He-Man looks like on the Wind Raider. Here we go. Pretty cool. Not perfect. Kind of popped off already. But yeah, there it is. It's very nicely scaled. You know, I'm really digging these. I'm glad, like I said, this is Mattel's version of Legos. I'm glad that they decided to do a vehicle like a Wind Raider that's iconic for the He-Man collection. And I know this is not really targeting newer audiences, but because the art is so cool on the box and because the characters look so cool, I'm hoping maybe it will attract younger kids from today, you know, because, you know, He-Man was really cool. He was really awesome. And he stood for, you know, a lot of good, you know, values, period. So, you know, it'd be nice if kids of today can give it a chance and collect these. I think they'll have a lot of fun and they won't regret it. Let me just fix these up a little bit here and try to give you guys a nice little shot. Good everything. And move this Skeletor here, move him in here. As you guys can see, Skeletor here. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Masters of the Universe Mega Construct Wind Raider set. And this set, for those of you who are interested, I forgot to mention, is only $20. It's about 130 pieces altogether, and it's $20. I mean, and it's very therapeutic. You know, when you're building it, it's really nice. It reminds me a lot when my son was very young, and I used to collect Gundams for him because he liked the Gundam robots, the way they looked, and I would build them for him, and he had a bunch, and you know, he got a little older, ruined them all, and that's it. You know, sayonara. They got, you know, it's a wrap, like we like to say. So, you know, it's kind of cool. I don't have little younger kids anymore, but for me being older, it's therapeutic and fun to just put them together. And I think Mattel is onto something here. I hope that they bring this over and carry it over for a couple more years, like they did with the classics, and perhaps make more vehicles that we never got because perhaps they were too expensive to make, like, you know, the Flight Fighter, or like I don't know, something like Dragon Walker, Attack Track, or even the Blast Attack, you know, Laser Bolt, Roton. There's so many. I mean, Road Ripper. So many cool vehicles they could still make that they hadn't made, like Monstroid to this point. The ramblings are that supposedly they're making or releasing the Castle Grayskull we saw a few years back at Comic-Con, which is pretty freaking awesome. And maybe they'll make Snake Mountain also, and Fright Zone, and maybe even Eternia. Who knows? If they do well, that's all we can hope for. They'll make more because it makes sense. If it makes money, it makes sense. Thank you guys. 2 thumbs up. I give this. I think if you guys are Motu fans, you owe it to yourself to go out and pick it up and give it a try. I don't think you'll regret it. This is a really nice piece, and I think you really enjoy it, and you can add it to your display. All I need now is to get maybe a little stand and put it up on, and I think it'll look great. Or maybe they can even sell some stands, Mattel, through Mega Construx for these vehicles. Alright guys, catch you in the next one. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Share it with someone you think will like, and see you soon. Peace.